We were unbreakable, or so I thought. 5 years in, life pulled us in different directions. Darren was launching a startup, and I was grinding away at a marketing firm, clawing my way up. Our time together dwindled to rushed goodbyes, pecks on the cheek, and unfinished conversations. Somewhere along the way, we stopped seeing each other, not just physically, but emotionally. Then came Nolan. He led a client account I had secured. He was older, smooth-talking, magnetic in a way that felt dangerous and exciting after years of predictable routine. I never intended to have an affair. It started as harmless flirtation. A few witty remarks, a lingering touch, after-work drinks. But one night during a business trip to Chicago, the tension boiled over. We crossed a line that could never be erased. I swore it was a mistake, a lapse in judgment. I convinced myself the guilt would be punishment enough. But it didn't stop. The secrecy became addictive. So did the way he looked at me like I mattered, like I was still someone worth wanting. We met in hotel rooms under fake names. We texted using encrypted apps. I told myself it was just a game, that I was still loyal in my heart, because I came home to Darren every night. But the truth was, I had become someone I didn't recognize, someone selfish, someone broken. The night I sent that text, I returned home to silence. Darren's car wasn't in the driveway. His phone went straight to voicemail. I paced the living room as darkness swallowed the windows, jumping at every creak in the floorboards. He walked in just past midnight. His face was blank, unreadable. He passed me without a word, disappeared into the bedroom, and reemerged carrying a suitcase. "Where are you going?" I asked, barely able to speak. No answer. "Darren?" He turned slowly, holding up his phone like it was evidence. "Risky, huh?" he said, his voice disturbingly calm. "But worth it." I opened my mouth, tried to say something, anything, but the words caught in my throat. He shook his head, grabbed his keys, and walked out. He didn't slam the door. That somehow made it worse. The days that followed were a haze. He shut me out completely. No texts, no return calls. I even went to his office, but his assistant turned me away like I didn't exist. I wrote email after email, long, rambling apologies that went unanswered. Mila was furious when I finally told her what had happened. "You texted him?" she asked, horrified. "How do you even mess that up?" I was panicking. I murmured. I thought he knew. I thought he'd found out something. Well, now he has. I ended things with Nolan immediately, blocked his number, told him it was over. His response was cold but unsurprising. We both knew this would blow up. I just hoped it was worth it. It wasn't. None of it was. 2 weeks of deafening silence passed. Then Darren finally reached out. He asked to meet at the diner we used to frequent when we were still just two broke kids with big dreams. Neutral ground, I guessed. I showed up early, heart thudding in my chest. He walked in wearing that worn leather jacket from our early days. He looked older, tired, hollowed out. We sat in silence until he said, "Tell me everything. Don't lie." So I did. I told him about every lie, every night, every moment I should have stopped and didn't. I cried until I couldn't breathe. I held nothing back. I wanted him to see how sorry I was, how ashamed. When I finished, he didn't raise his voice. He didn't cry. He just sat back and nodded. "I figured," he said quietly. "Do you hate me?" I asked. He looked at me for a long time. "I don't know what I feel," he said, "but I know I can't unsee that message. I can't unknow what I know." I begged him to try. I offered therapy, time apart, anything but this icy distance. But he'd already made up his mind. "I've been thinking a lot about who we used to be," he said. "You were my person. Maybe in some strange way. You still are. But I can't live inside this version of our marriage." We separated 2 weeks later. The house felt emptier than I'd imagined. I kept making coffee for two, folding laundry that wasn't his. I tortured myself by staring at our wedding photos. 2 kids with wide smiles, believing forever would be easy. Sometimes I wonder if I sent that message on purpose. If deep down, I wanted to be caught because the guilt was poisoning me, and I didn't know how to stop until someone made the choice for me. Months have passed. Darren hasn't filed for divorce, but we barely speak. He's staying with his brother now. I keep myself busy to drown out the silence. I haven't spoken to Nolan since the day I ended things. When I think I see him in a crowd, my stomach knots in disgust. I don't expect forgiveness. I destroyed something sacred. And even though I never meant to send that message to Darren, it was only a matter of time before the truth came out. The hardest part is, I still love him. I still dream about that tiny apartment, the mattress on the floor, and the hope that used to live between us. Maybe that version of us is gone for good. But if I could go back to that one reckless second, I'd do it all differently. Not just undo the text, but to save the man I destroyed. Because it wasn't that one message that ended my marriage. It was me,